Following up on our last video where we demonstrated how Postgres can hide what permissions an actual user has access to. I wanted to follow up on how we can provide audit tools to an auditing team in order to track and understand what behaviors are changing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come here and generate a report. And this is an actual audit report that looks at all the roles and permissions that are available for users on this database. And if we open that up, we can see how it structures everything. It is in a JSON format that is easily imported into a variety of tools for, say, doing comparisons, looking for what has changed, how. So let's talk about what we have here. So we have identity assignments and we have the, say, nested example role, which we talked about in our prior uh, uh, video, which is a nested role underneath of another role and grants other permissions. We then also have the example user, okay? And then when we look at the privileges, we can look at what the individual users are and what roles. Then we can come into the schemas, and this is where it starts getting interesting. So it shows that for this schema named example, that we have a user of example role user, and then roles of example role and nested example role. Now keep in mind, example role was not granted any permissions against the schema. It's inherited from the nested example roles. But this makes it much more clear what exactly can be done. Then we can come into the tables and we've got the users table and we can see each individual user. So the Postgres user can basically do everything. Okay. The example user, however, has the role granted of example role and nested example role, and as per the prior video, we assigned it to insert and select. But what this is basically doing is telling you that all these users or roles have this access, even though it came as a result of inheritance. And this is important so that you actually know why they, or what permissions they have after you fully unroll the permissions. This type of functionality is provided to all the databases that we have, and it presents everything in a very similar way, allowing for auditing users to not have to understand how and why inheritance happens on the database. All they have to understand is what access a particular user has to what data. And that is a huge part of auditing. If you can't measure it, you can't manage it. And by unrolling all the permissions and generating a report as unrolled permission uh, display, it allows auditors to get full visibility of what is going on the database itself.